This is Salaki. Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching the word truthfully and sincere. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a news article for In the News on September the 30th, 2022, on this Friday night, Salaki, at 8:29 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is a news article from the Jerusalem Post by Reuters and published on October 1st, 2022, and updated October 1st, 2022 as well. And the highlight of this news article for today in the news on this Friday, September the 30th, 2022 at 8:29 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it reads, North Korea fires ballistic missile, marking the fourth in a week. And it says, North Korea fires a unpacified ballistic missile towards the East Coast on Saturday. South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff saying marking Pyongyang's fourth launch in a week as it ratchets up tensions in the Korean peninsula. The launch comes after the U.S. and South Korea held a Yuchi, if I pronounced that right, Freedom Shield, the biggest joint military drill in about 5 years. And after U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris visits South Korea this week, the U.S. is aware of 2 North Korea ballistic missile launches and has exceeded that the incident did not pose an imminent threat to the U.S. personnel or territory or to its allies, the U.S. Indo-Pacific commander said on Friday. The missile launch highlights the destabilizing impact of the DPRK's unlawful WMD, a ballistic missile program, the U.S. combatant command said in a statement. The U.S. is committed to its defense of the Republic of Korea, and Japan remains ironclad. So yeah, that goes to show you that the tensions between North Korea versus Japan, South Korea, and the United States, as you know, read through the news article, as President Kamala Harris left Japan and South Korea as well too, I believe, on her 4-day or a whole week trip to Asia, I believe. And while she was there, you know, they was Kim Jong-un, North Korea was firing missiles, and this is their 4th missile launch, ballistic missiles so far in this whole week. So you know that Joel 3 and 10 is definitely coming into full effect. And I'm gonna bring it out again, as I did in previous videos of North Korea been firing their missiles over there in that region. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, as Kim Jong-un continues to refuse to give up his nuclear arsenal and his nuclear capability. And he refused to give up his nuclear missiles, you know, his ICBM nuclear missiles and his ballistic missiles as well too, and his hypersonic missiles as well too, the long range and the short range and the mid range as well too. This is the book of, as he continues to declare that North Korea is a military weapon state, military weapons country, you know. And this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10 in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, beat your plowshares into swords and plenty hooks into spears. And let the weak say I am strong, right? Because you're seeing these nations starting to show their military capability, their military strength. Iran, China, Russia, and a lot of more other countries as well too. Even the superpower house nations starting to show their military strength and their capability as well too, along with the other nations, you know. And you starting to show that let the weak say I am strong. You know, in North Korea, they definitely starting to show it. Definitely starting to show it all through the whole year of 2022. And, you know, and this goes back to in the January 1st of 2022 as Kim Jong-un made that statement. You know, he want to make a clear zinc. You know, he want to make a clear statement and a clear message to the United States and its allies, which is South Korea, Japan, and other countries in the United States as well too. You know that they are not going to give up their nuclear capabilities. You know, and that's what free is saying. Let the weak say I am strong. You know, and these nations are starting to show their military strength and capabilities. You know, Yahweh Shemel Shai is putting that warlike type spirit in these nations and these leaders of these countries. You know, just like Kim Jong-un's statement, he's not going to give up his nuclear weapons. He's not going to destabilize it. You know, even if the United States, South Korea, and Japan, and the UN as well too, that's in their way. You know, they still gonna be able to do their nuclear capability. Same with Iran. If Iran constantly get hit with these economic sanctions, you know they're not going to stop the president of Iran of his nuclear capability. The continue of enrichment of creating a nuclear bomb, nuclear missiles, you know, hypersonic missiles, ICBM missiles as well too, to their arsenal. You know, that's why you're starting to see let the weak say I'm strong. These nations are starting to show their, you know, their nuclear capability and their military might and strength. And that's what we're seeing in the latter days as these things start to increase. And I'm going to bring out Matthews 24 and 6, Matthews 24 and 6 as well too. Salakia, slip of the tongue. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6 in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? Because we're seeing these wars and rumors of wars increase now more than ever between the nations and different kingdoms as well too. In verse 7, Matthews 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdoms. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? Earthquakes in diverse places. Nations rising up against nations, kingdom against different kingdoms as well too. And you're going to continue to see it more and more and more. And this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 8, I believe. This is the book of Salakia. I meant to say Luke 21 and verse 5, if I'm not mistaken. No, Luke 21 and 9, Salakia. This is the book of Luke 21 and 9. Salakia once again. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, that's what we're hearing right now. Be ye not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by. Right, because we're going to continue to see these things increase now more than ever. The rumors of wars, nations rising against nations, kingdom against kingdoms, commotions of wars, proxy wars, you name it. It's going to be increased now more than ever. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. This quick sit-down lesson through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And as you see, North Korea fired a ballistic missile once again, making this the fourth nuclear missile strike in the region over there, firing a nuclear weapon, testing and firing a nuclear weapon, a ballistic missile for the fourth time in a week, throughout this whole week, So, hey, that goes back into Joel 3 and 10. Let the weak say I am strong. And that's what we're seeing. These nations start to show their military strength and capability against modern day Babylon, against South Korea and Japan. North Korea is showing their military strength, and they're not afraid of those nations, that's going against them. Of using testing and firing their nuclear missiles, and they highly against Kim Jong-un on that. They trying to still find ways to destabilize his nuclear capability, which they're not going to be able to do, because Kim Jong-un made that statement a couple of weeks back and was saying that, he's going to continue to have his country a nuclear weapon state. A nuclear weapon country, He's not going to change that idea, because he signed into law, that his country is a nuclear weapons country, And there's nothing the UN or the United States, South Korea, or Japan can do anything about it, And let's go back into Joel 3 and 10. Let the weak say I am strong. You're going to continue to see these nations showing their nuclear strength and capability. They're going to be highly confident in their nuclear capability and they're fully trust in it, So yeah, Joel 3 and 10 is definitely increasing and coming into full effect as we starting to see it continues to grow even more and more, So once again, I hope this quick sit down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.